Yeah, it's actually a bit embarrassing. I sweat a lot,
Okay.
and I hesitated a long time because I realised that's probably nothing
Right.
from a GP's point of view, but it's becoming a bit of a problem for me.
Okay. Right. When you say problem exactly, I mean, what's
Well, you
causing
probably
it?
noticed it now. You know, my handshake with my hands get really clammy,
Right.
and at work I have to meet high-powered clients, and it's just very embarrassing because nobody says anything, but I know it's happening. So I get a bit apprehensive
Okay.
before meetings like that.
Sure. Can you tell me more about this sweating? How it started? When did this start?
Well, I've always had a tendency to this, but you mean when it started being a problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't really say, but it's been going for years, really.
Okay. Right. Okay. And I mean, anything else apart from the sweating? Do you come up with rashes or anything?
Yes, my feet are quite awful.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's actually because that got worse recently. That's why I'm here, because my feet. It's really embarrassing to say, but my feet just smell.
Right.
It's really awful.
Okay.
It's a proper strong smell. You know, as if I didn't wash, but of course I do all the time.
Right. Okay. I'm very sorry to hear about problems that it's causing. And it's obviously causing. You work as a account executive at a Viva, is that right?
Yes, I think that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
causing
I have
problems at
to
work.
meet corporate customers, so I represent a big corporation towards other big corporations, and
Okay.
that's what, for me, makes it even more embarrassing.
Right. Okay. About hands and feet, anywhere else? It's
Yes, I get it a lot, obviously, but that's not a problem. Everybody's got to cope with that, and I can cope with that. So, you know, with clothing, the right clothing, and deodorant and so on, that gets on top of that. But those are the problems where it really affects me or other people around me.
okay. And how have you been coping with this so far?
Well, do you mean what I've done about it?
Yeah.
Yes. I've bought every single cream over the counter. I went to the pharmacy and they thought it must be fungal, so I got an antifungal cream.
Right. Okay. For your
On different ones actually, and powders, because I thought powder maybe dries it up more. I tried it all and it hasn't worked. It's gotten worse.
right. Do you have any itchy spots apart from the sweating?
No, it's not really itchy.
No. Okay.
Except when it's really, really sweating, the skin kind of becomes soft, like in a pool, and then it stings a bit until it's drier, I guess.
Which are the most itchy parts?
The soles of my feet.
Hands are fine.
Yeah, hands aren't itchy
Hands
at
are
all.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just that. Okay. Right. I mean, first of all, what we'll need to do is to examine your feet, if that's okay.
Yeah, you'll be horrified, I think. Can you? I'm really sorry.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, if you're okay with it.
Once you've completed your examination, I have a picture to show you of the findings.
Right. Okay.
Both feet?
Yeah. Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is have a look at your feet and between your toes. Okay.
Sorry, it's a bit
That's all
realistic,
right,
this scenario, because I had a long day.
Okay. And your sole of your feet.
Yeah.
The other one. Sorry. Okay. If you just put it back.
It's horrible, isn't it?
You can just get a feel of. Okay, right.
Okay.
That's fine.
Can I put my shoes back on?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, right.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
No, that's absolutely fine. Okay. From the examination and your story, it seems like you could be suffering from something, you know, that's not serious. It's just called, it's termed as, it's just a mouthful of a word, petite keratolysis. Have you heard of this before?
Absolutely not.
It just means.
So is that a fungal infection?
It just means the skin is reacting to the sweat that you produce,
Right.
and therefore it breaks.
Yes.
And the skin
Oh,
is
that's
made.
where these craters come from.
Yes,
Yeah.
The skin is
Is
made
that
of.
is that gonna go into the foot or
No.
cause me harm like that?
No. The skin is made of a protein called keratin, and what's happening is that protein is breaking up because of your sweat, excessive sweating. Now, what we could do is to give you some powders to help, and there can sometimes be bacterial infection as well on the surface of the skin.
Oh, and that's why the cream doesn't work. Is it because
it doesn't look like a fungal infection. Especially
I thought it was some sort of resistant fungus that the cream can't combat, like superbug, super fungus, something like that.
No, it's unlikely. But you know, and you have tried antifungal, and it hasn't worked. So it becomes, you know, it pushes me to thinking in a different direction and looking at what your feet looks like.
Yes.
And it certainly is. It looks like you could be having some
It
bacterial
never occurred to
infection.
me that it could be something else than a fungal infection.
Well, there are things you can do.
It all makes sense, of course.
Sure. Okay. Well, there are things that you can do, and there are things we can do to help this condition.
Okay.
What would you like me to tell you first?
Would I? No, fire away.
Okay.
Everything.
Sure. Well,
I need to get on top of it.
Things that we can do is we can give you some antibiotics.
Yes.
Powdered antibiotics.
All right.
That might help. You just have to put it. I'll have to look into my Bible of medicine here.
Yes.
What's the dose and everything. So I'll look into that.
Yes.
And I'll prescribe you that, which you can collect the prescription from the reception. It contains just a kind of a penicillin as well.
Okay.
You're not allergic to that, are you?
No, I'm not.
No. Okay.
Well, I've never had it, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. Sure. We can certainly try that first, and what you can do is make sure that your socks are not damp. You're not when you go home if you're wearing, do you wear casual shoes or do you wear trainers normally?
No, I don't. But of course, I want to cover it up as well.
Sure.
So I know it gets worse when it's damp.
Yeah.
I need to wear shoes because I can't.
Yeah.
Even my family have commented.
Sure. I mean, perhaps keeping the sweat to the minimum is the whole idea.
Okay.
So if you need to keep it covered, like at work, changing socks every 2-3 hours might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just
whatever it takes.
for the beginning.
It's really important for me, so
because it depends on how much you sweat, really. I mean, if you don't sweat in 3 hours enough, then there's no point. But if you think it's getting
3
a
hours
bit
is plenty for me. Yes.
Yeah. So maybe it's a good idea just to kind of change into a new sock so that the sweat in the sock doesn't irritate the skin.
I'll have a secret drawer in my desk, a desk full of socks.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's a bit of a handful.
I
things
needed
to
your
do.
advice, and that's what we.
Sure.
If that's what you say, that's what I'll do.
Sure. I mean, if things don't improve with time, we can certainly refer you.
I was going to say, how long would you expect this to take?
I would see how things go in the next couple of months, 3 months' time.
Okay.
2 to 3 months' time. If things haven't improved even an inch, then perhaps I would refer you to a dermatologist, and they can suggest some other treatments.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Very good. Thank you very much.
Is that
I'm glad I came.
okay? Right. So just to kind of summarize, what we've discussed today. Can you tell me back what your understanding of our consultation was?
It never occurred to me that it could be bacterial and not a bacterium and not a fungus.
Okay.
And of course that's where I've been going wrong then.
Right.
So if you say that's treatable, then I'm all for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Thanks.